Well, hello boys and girls. Hope you're well. I don't feel too bad. I ain't to be no athlete anytime soon, but I'm feeling better. Well, just to keep my mind occupied really, I thought I'd do a little update. Well, on Friday, I went to Addenbrookes and they removed the brain tumour. You can see it. I need to get that taken off, but obviously they cut a cat flap in the back there. But the service I received there was unbelievable. That really opened my mind. Them specialist hospitals, God, different world, didn't they? How they do what they do, I don't know. But obviously, I got there the Friday. I had to go in there and have a few checks and have an MRSA wash to get rid of all the bug. They give you a shower, like a wash. So obviously get rid of any chance of infection and everything. And then the neurosurgeon come up. What a lovely woman. Well, after speaking to these neurosurgeons, she told me, she went, I've removed brain tumours hundreds of times. And she had such confidence in her voice, because she's good at what she do. That's like when I speak, I'm an engineer, and I speak to another engineer, and you hear them describing a job, and when they have such confidence and flair in the voice and the words, that give you confidence, because you know that's second nature to them. That's nothing. That's easy. Like everything was a job. If you've done the job hundreds of times, you can do it. Piece of pea. Well, they wheeled me down to the bowels of the hospital where they do the surgery, and they stuck me a bit of gas in there, and they stuck all these sensors all across my head. And I was asking them, I said, what do you monitor with the sensors? And they said, well, they put the sensors on your forehead, and that measure, like, I think it's a salt saturation solutions like in your brain, so they can then do precise measurement of the old chemicals in your brain, so you can set the levels at anaesthetic, perfect for your brain while they operate. So that was a bit interesting, something different. So they started around 2 PM and the whole operation took around 4 hours. Obviously, they wheeled me into recovery a couple of hours. I was in there chatting and yarn with the poor old staff on there on a Friday night. I'm sure they had better places to be. And then another couple of hours, I was wheeled back to the ward. And there's a few staff there. I was a bit late for lunch, turned up at 10 o'clock at night. But they said if I wanted anything, they did a few biscuits and a cup of tea just to get myself cozied in for the night. And I couldn't really ask for any more. That's really good. Well, I didn't know what to expect, because it's not like you ever, well, I've never had a brain tumour before, and hopefully no one else, or very few people will, but I was expecting to be in a lot of pain the next day, and I woke up the next day. I didn't sleep very well, because there's some poor old people in them wards, and they are struggling. And I felt, looking at me, didn't feel too bad. Looking at some of them, you think, bloody hell. And the staff are working on these people constantly in the night for hours at a time on these wards with these specialist people with head injuries and different lumps and bumps and problems. You've got to bloody admire them. So I didn't really get much sleep the first night, but I got a few hours in the morning once they got everyone settled. There's a few little issues, and I got settled. I probably got to sleep. I didn't get to sleep till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I had like 3 or 4 hours kip, and then I woke up and I felt fine. Like, obviously got the sticky bit on there. I've got to get that removed today, but that just felt stiff because obviously it's been stitched up and swelled a bit. But there weren't no pain. They've been filling me full of steroids, obviously to reduce the swelling in my brain and everything. But then you give me a couple of paracetamol, that's all I had for pain. So that's good for pain management, isn't it? It's nothing. Well, that morning they come through. Little bloke come through, got me a cup of coffee and a couple of bits of toast and jam and a yoghurt, and I was like a dog with two of them dangly things. Sitting there on my toast and felt really well. I was really happy. No pain at all. And then another 3 or 4 hours, the doctor come around and saw me, asked how I was, said, yeah, we'll have to see how you are and how do you feel. I said, I feel fine. They got me out, they said I have to get out of bed and see what my mobility is like, but obviously I had a catheter in at the time. He said, we'll get out later in the day. But as soon as the doctor's done his rounds, I spoke to the nurses. Oh, they were superb, the nurses, really lovely, polite. Couldn't do enough for you. I said, can we, I help myself in this situation, if you know what I mean. Can we get this catheter out? I'll stick some gym jams on. And then like walk around, just around the ward and just get on my feet and get mobile. Like get all the, once you start walking, that get all the bloody fluids in your body moving, and that start draining all your lymph nodes and draining this and draining that. And that's so beneficial. And even just peace of mind, just getting up and walking around the ward and just walking and going for a pee. Being a little bit of independence, because when you're like this, you think, yeah, I'm going to be tied down like to bed for a fucking month of Sundays. But so just being able to get out of bed on your own terms and walk about, a little bit of independence. So yes, brilliant. And that's what I needed. So I was getting out of bed every couple of hours, going for a walk around, having a pee, just walking up and down, just to keep myself occupied, really. And that's what I needed. Yeah, but the nurses and doctors there, they treat you so well. I never realised how busy that is in a specialist hospital. So I've never been to Addenbrookes before, and obviously they do all specialist surgeries like brain surgery and liver and heart surgery, really specialist stuff. And the staff work so hard. That is unbelievable. That is like being in a mechanic's shop, because these poor people, like, you look around and you see every few hours, you know, curtains drawn, and you hear a machine charging up, and then next minute they're sucking some fluid out of here and sucking some fluid out of there. Obviously, when you had major surgery, some of these poor buggers, they can't clear the throat, and they can't clear this, and they can't clear that. And you think, you just got to admire them. The work they do is phenomenal. But yeah, that's what they do, and you guys got to admire them for doing it. Well, Saturday night was, another doctor come round Saturday night and said, oh, I had to go for another MRI scan. Obviously, because I want to check if there's any internal bleeding in the brain or blood clots and that sort of thing. So, like 5 o'clock in the evening, they got me on a stretcher, wheeled me back down to the bowels of the hospital where the MRI machines are, and sat in there whizzing and bleeping for 3/4 an hour. People say that claustrophobic, but I don't really suffer from claustrophobia too much. But at the end of the day, all right, when you're inside them MRIs and the screens in your face and you've got to lay there for 45 minutes, you've got to do it. That is saving your life. So you've got to do it. But I didn't really mind it, really. I thought I was on a few bit of medication. I was quite relaxed. I was nearly half asleep, really. And obviously after that was done for 45 minutes, they wheeled me back to the ward. And then, obviously, another night, a few more bit of dinner, and that was it. Well, Sunday morning, the doctor came around early, said I'll have to wait for the results from the second MRI, and we'll go from there. Well, Sunday afternoon, a doctor come round about 1, 2 o'clock. Luckily, the parents were there. Parents come down every day. And he said, give me the results. He said, you were very well man, Mr. Bean. There's no clot, no clots, no bleeding. You walked about mobile. You're very well man. So, yeah, I was happy bunny.